Okay, so I had an awkward issue come up with speech bubble placement, and this is one of the most hair pulling out problems you can have in comics. So, one good trick is to always number your speech balloons and thought bubbles as you're writing in the thumbnail process so you can keep it straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the second thing is try to compose so that you don't run into the issue of having a balloon far away from the person who is speaking. However, if you have to do it that way, there are a couple little tricks you can do. So one trick I have here is that Josie is speaking yelling in every speech balloon. Yelling, yelling, yelling. So that helps create a pattern and helps the reader get, okay, this is Josie speaking over here. The second thing you can do, one of the famous ones, is you can try to connect the speech bubbles. So you might, take an arrow here and poke it back here to connect the two. I'm not a big fan of that one. I don't quite like the way it works, but that's a really clear way of, if they're literally physically connected, then you can tell it's the same person talking. Another trick is try to point the speech arrow at the right person. So you can see Josie's speech arrow is pointing at her, Jane's speech arrow is pointing at her, Jane's speech arrow is pointing at her. This one, I actually kind of like went back and forth with it, but what I decided to do was have this arrow pointing up here, pointing in the direction of it. So basically the combination of Josie's yelling plus the combination of the speech arrows pointing away from Jane, I figure in this instance is enough to communicate to the reader that it's Josie, 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 Jane, Jane, Jane. That's my solution to it. You could come up with your own creative solution to it. Use the sound to let me see if you come up with your own little solution to speech bubble problem in comics.